Hi, this is Ask Mom. Thanks for dropping by. I'm here because most people have questions, intimate questions, that not only can you not talk to your mom about because they might be embarrassing, but sometimes you want to talk to somebody other than a friend or a family member because you want someone who doesn't know you, an outside view. So I'm great for that. So if you want, write to me at askmomlive@gmail.com. You can email me there or put a comment in at YouTube under my channel and I will address it on our show. Today I prepared some things for us to discuss. One was I found an article about if you're dating a guy and his ex-girlfriend is still a friend of the family. Do you hang out with her? You're going to a party at the family's house and she's going to be there. This is like a birthday party. How awkward is that, right? So, should you be friends with her? Wow, that really requires a lot of judgment of character. One is, you don't know if she's really over him or not. If she's not, I advise don't be friends, because she may have an ulterior motive to get him back. Maybe she's going to give you advice, but it won't really be good advice. It'll be advice that'll make you look stupid. She knows how to make you look stupid in front of him. So it might be that kind of advice. And she could do it with a smile. She could do it in a way that says, "Oh yeah, I'll help you out, girlfriend," when in fact she's stabbing you in the back. So in that circumstance, I wouldn't. I guess if she broke up with him, if she has a new boyfriend, a love interest, and is only there because she adores his family after 4 years and they've gotten so close, you know what? If she's got a new boyfriend, she should bring him. And if she doesn't have a new boyfriend, I think that's too close for comfort. So I'd veer away from that one. I mean, this article is not only talking about being friends with her, it's talking about like borrowing clothes, sharing your wardrobe. I don't think I'd want, well, it doesn't say she's coming to your closet, it just says you're going to hers. But see, then she has an edge because you needed something from her. You needed to borrow something from her. And then it says, well, make sure it's something he's never seen her in before. Well, what are you going to say? Has he ever seen you in this before? Oh, did you wear this when you were going out with him? I mean, how awkward is that? If you're going to be friends, the first thing you have to know is that you have to put his relationship with her on the back burner. You can't constantly be talking about, oh, well, did he do this with you and this with you? Who wants to know that? I mean, that will spoil all the fun and livelihood of your relationship with him. So I would advise against the whole thing. What else did it talk about? Ulterior motive. Well, I can see that, especially if he broke up with her, right? And networking, using her as a network to get another job. But now she's going to know who your boyfriend is. She's probably going to be around at family functions. She's going to eventually see your weaknesses. If you're talking about being close enough to network, she's going to be your friend, and you're going to trust her with all of that, and then she gets you a nice position, and then you don't think she's going to hold that over your head or you better know this is a saintly woman before you get involved. That's all I got to say. Saintly. Saintly, saintly, saintly. Okay. Let's talk marriage and second marriages. You know, the first point of marriage is Can you both be monogamous? Now, for many women, they think that's a slam dunk for them. But monogamous for a woman is just as challenging as it is for a man, because monogamous for a woman means you're going to be involved sexually in an interested and participatory way for your life with him. What happens so often with women is they have sex during that romance time. And then when that romance time wears off, which is going to happen inevitably, I don't care who you are, the sex is less passionate, and the woman feels like he's not being as attentive, and she takes it personally, and she starts pulling back. And then he can't figure out why all of a sudden the sex isn't happening anymore. Or it's just gotten so rote that nobody even cares if it's happening anymore. So see, monogamy, there's monogamy like, well, I don't have sex with anybody else. And then there's monogamy with passion. Monogamy with, yes, I'm going to commit and put life into our sexual relationship so that it stays alive and passionate for the long haul. That's true monogamy. And that's what marriage requires. Yeah, graduation from a parent-child bond to a spousal bond. Okay, so that means, and women hear me, but it happens for both, especially for guys with their mom and women with their, could be mom or dad, very tight with your family, and you drag your husband to all the family functions, and you know, who's really more important here? I mean, it's going to be great when you have kids, if you have a close family and your mom and dad can watch the kids, you can go away for weekends, hopefully that'll all be really great. But your first commitment, your foundation has to be laid with your husband. And you can't say, well, my mom this, my dad this, and you have to keep your foundation laid in the marriage you're in, household you're in. Creating emotional intimacy and friendship. Well, that's a challenge now, isn't it? Because many times people don't choose to keep growing after they've gotten married. They date, it's fun. That's always interesting because there's a chance that you could lose the other person, so that kind of keeps it edgy. But once you're married, so many people think, oh, okay, I'm done, don't have to worry. Shoe in, it's great. And that's not the case. You do have to pay attention. You do have to continually grow as a person. And you know why? Because you use your conflicts as a basis for your growth. So what I'm saying is, say you know, and if you've been married, you know, you have the same, or in a relationship, right? You have the same fight over and over and over and over again. I'm not saying you have the same fight as you do with the last boyfriend, although you might probably do, but with this boyfriend, you're going to have the same fight over and over and over and over and over again as a husband, right? So unless you decide that the reason why you're having this conflict is because there's something within you that needs to grow and mature and get over it. So are you willing? Are you willing to see your part in a repeated problem and address that? And then grow and change. That's the question. That way you keep emotional intimacy and friendship growing. And you can talk to each other. Honey, I know I have a problem. I always repeat myself. And I just can't stop. I mean, I say it and then I don't really realize before my mouth opens the second time that I'm saying it again. Common interests and hobbies, as well as things you do individually. Now, if you could be, you know, if you're young, it's really important of things you do individually as well as married. And, well, I'll tell you why. Because if you don't, you're going to begrudge the other person if they do. And inevitably, if it's just the two of you and nobody has any friends, that's going to be challenging. No new blood coming into the relationship, okay? And if one of you does have outside activities and friendships, from the get-go, understand that. From the get-go, understand that he's going to want to go hang out with his buddies. And if he doesn't invite you, that's nothing personal. It's just, when he's with the guys, he can grab his balls and sweat and stink and drink beer fast and act stupid and tell all those stupid jokes they tell to each other, you know what I'm saying? And if he did that in front of you, you'd go, oh, brother. And he knows that, so he doesn't want you around for that. So don't be around for that. And women, you want to chatter up a storm. And he doesn't want to hear it. So for your sake and for his sake, go your separate ways with your friends. Come back. You'll have interesting things to share. It'll be great. Oh, I love this. No unrealistic expectations. Oh, this one says of being able to change someone. Okay, yes. I will address expectations in general. Expectations. Now, if someone says to you, I will meet you at 5 o'clock, that is not an expectation. That is a promise. That's a commitment. If you think, I'm going to marry him and he'll lose 50 pounds, that is an expectation. He has not committed to you that he's going to lose 50 pounds. He hasn't even said he's going to want to. But you think that because you want him to, or because it would be healthier for him, and so he should. Yeah, you always have a good reason for it, but the fact of the matter is, you can't have those kind of expectations on each other, or you're going to crash and burn in the relationship. Love and sex are not the same over time. And that's okay, and that's the way it should be. We have to grow as people. And so, you get your first, 6 months, year, even 2 years of the passion and the fun. That's great. And then that starts to recede a little. But remember what I told you. If you stay interested in developing as a person, you can use the challenges between you as a catalyst for growth. And that makes things interesting because now the relationship starts bringing value, the value of growth. And growth, freedom, growth, creativity, bring life to you, to him, everywhere. Life. Oh, both persons in the marriage don't expect, again, the relationship to take care of their insecurity and loneliness. Because if you're lonely, or if you're not sure about yourself, the other person, no matter what they say they'll do or want to do, it's even what they want to do for you, it's not going to happen. You have to build the inside from the inside out. If the relationship does break down because of what we call irreconcilable differences, 75% of the time the woman is the one who will terminate it. Why? Well, I've read a bunch of books on relationships, attraction, and that kind of thing. And what it says is that women are designed to go for a lifelong partner. So a lot of times when they're dating to look like they're not as carried away by looks like a man is like, oh my God, she's beautiful. And his brains fall out. He starts thinking with his other head and he can't make a wise decision. But and I'm not saying women always make wise decisions, don't get me wrong, but a woman is looking for someone who's going to stay, because she knows for her there's the risk. If we have sex and I get pregnant, I'm going to be in for the long haul. Buddy, you can fly and I can't stop you, but who's going to take care of me and the kids? So they are looking more for that. So when they realize that you're not qualified for that job, hopefully before pregnancy, they will terminate the relationship. Now, second marriages, it starts out here. Second marriages have a better chance of succeeding. Ooh, don't stop there. Big if should be in red letters, bold red letters. If both parties gained wisdom about what went wrong in the first marriage and know what not to repeat. So, does your partner blame the crash and burn of their relationship on their ex? If so, you can be assured when this relationship ends, and it will, they will blame it on you, because that's the pattern they've set. That's the way they see the world, as themselves innocent and as the other person guilty, instead of seeing that they contributed to the fall. Both people can't be overprotective of their own children, especially mothers being wise about the interaction of the new man in the household with the kids. But you gotta if the kids are going to be in the household with a new parent, you have to treat it like a household, and both parents can discipline all of the children. Because honestly, if you thought, well, you better not discipline my kids because you might molest them, what are you doing with the guy? You know what I'm saying? I mean, just asking you. Why did you marry somebody that you didn't think you could trust with your daughters? You shouldn't have done it. You shouldn't have done it. And the marriage commitment, the marriage bond, has to come before the child-parent bond. Because the child is going to move out on their own, away, and you two are going to be together. And if you don't strengthen that bond, when you don't protect that bond in the marriage, it's just like when your kid goes and gets married and allows his relationship with his parent to interfere with his marriage. So either as a young person, don't let your family of origin interfere, and as a mature person, don't let the children you've birthed interfere with your commitment to your intimate partner. And of course, your marital partner comes first before, work has to be important because you have to live, but before work, before family, other family, and before friends. You have to make it a priority. Money. Now, in a first marriage, everybody's planning on staying together, so the money has to be both of yours. But in a second marriage, it needs to be outlined who has what, who brings what to the table, and how that's going to work out. And trust. Really, what are you doing getting into a second marriage without trust? If you don't trust the person you're with, you think they might cheat. Why, did they cheat in their last relationship? Well, if they did, I gotta tell you, the chances of them not cheating on you, especially if the way your relationship was formed, is because they cheated on a ex to be with you. Oh, baby, let me tell you, you're setting yourself up. I can't get over it. I can't get over it. I really can't get over it. And if all of any of these things are like overwhelming to you, perhaps you should give it some time. You know, some time before you get into a love relationship. So, well, should we see if there's anything up and happening on old Google Alerts here? How about friend therapy? Adrian Hartley talks about friend therapy. That's a great idea, right? Having people that when you're so upset, you can just go out with them and they make you laugh. Oh, you know, laughing is a serious, serious medicine. My girlfriends bring me so much joy by just being them and having them share together, doing whatever and talking and laughing and supporting one another. Yeah, I have a friend like that. We just had the best time. We just went out to coffee. I mean, it's not like you have to do anything, you know? It's just the fact that you're together. It's just the fact that you can talk and this person gets you and understands you and that kind of thing. Let's see. Anybody want to talk about anything in particular? Let's see. I think we're only going to take it till 4:30 today. Do you know we did 9 minutes 48 seconds yesterday? And we got 3 views, which is, you know, it's a start. Also, I wanted to let anyone know that's paying attention or watching that we are going to start having homework recipe hour. I don't know if I'm going to make it from 4 to 6 or 5 to 6 or 5 to 7. So if you get home and have to cook dinner and you have 5 ingredients in the fridge and you don't know what to do with it, just write to me in the comments section or at askmomlive@gmail.com. Tell me what your 5 ingredients are. Tell me if you have any picky people in the house. Tell me how much time you have to cook, and I'll help you come up with something. If you have any homework questions, we can deal with math, English. Math, I'm talking, well, not calculus. I used to, but it's been too long since I've done calculus. But certainly algebra and trig are fine. Anything below that's very fine. So, some chemistry works. And as I get brushed up, more chemistry will work. So, or if you just have a question about how to get your child to do their homework, we can talk about that. That's a mom question. Yeah. Anything relating between parent and child, child and parent, husbands and wives, boyfriends and girlfriends, siblings, any relationship, right? Work relationship, home relationship, personal relationship. Even if you want a creative idea, or if you're like thinking about getting a new job. What if you are thinking about getting a new job? How if you call me up, we'll talk about it, see if we can't figure out what would be fun, interesting, and fit you. I used to be a headhunter, so we can definitely do that. What else? What else? What else? Well, we got 5 minutes, so if anybody wants to write in or chime in here, this would be the time to do it. I don't see anything in my inbox. I don't see anything at Ask Home Live. Okay, let's see. You know, the other thing I was reading about wise people. I love wisdom. You know, I mean, now Monica Ardelt, and she's from University of Florida, defines wisdom as a combination of cognitive, reflective, and compassionate qualities, right? They can be cultivated and the potential payoffs are big. Wise men and women enjoy improved well-being as they age. You know, because wisdom allows you, for one, you gather experiences, and then at the same time, you value them. A wise person manages to, what do you say, extract the learning from an experience and then apply it to their life in a compassionate way. Wise people do have a lot of experiences and they are sponges. Now, does that mean they have to be old? Not necessarily. She goes on to say, well, many people think they're older. It's more a matter of your openness. The key is to soak up lessons wherever they are. Wise people see what's right in front of them. They actually know the deeper meaning of things that are generally known. Actually. So a wise person would see an interaction between, say, a child and their puppy. And they would know that child and puppy, yeah, they're playing and they're having a good time, but that child is getting a level of approval, a level of value from that dog because they're getting unconditional love from the pet. Wise people grow from crisis. So rather than crumbling under it, grow. Oh, let me share this with you. So in her article, she says, but wisdom can also come from managing smaller problems, she says, such as a really bad day at work or someone cutting you off in traffic. These are little crises, and you can say, how can I react to this? Did you get all riled up? Or do you look at it from another perspective? Your boss may have had a bad day, or that man in the traffic may have been under enormous pressure to get home for reasons you can't fully know. Right? So, oh, and they have a strong support network, and that's important because if you do have a bad day and you fall, I'm talking emotionally, if you can call somebody up, that's really valuable. And compassion is a key component of wisdom. Anybody can get old. Anybody can have a lot of experiences. It's when it becomes, you apply compassion to it, that you've really accomplished something. Well, it's 4:29. We're wrapping up the show. This is Ask Mom Live. I will be here tomorrow, Thursday, from 4 to 4:30. If you want to ask any questions, I take emotional questions, relationship questions, homework questions, recipe questions. I'm a mom. I can do it. I've been cooking, cleaning, and loving for years. So write to me at askmomlive@gmail.com anytime you want, and I'll answer tomorrow between 4 and 4:30. Or I'll send you an email if you tell me you can't watch the show. Or you can comment during my show at my YouTube channel, Ask Mom Live. Thanks for being here. Bye-bye.